What's happening, guys? Welcome to the new and improved beginner's guide for Clash Royale. This is going to be free to play, and I just worked on the structure and the way that the video is going to be, and I honestly do not mind restarting this account with you guys. It's honestly just taught me a lot going through it, so I'm just going to go over a couple of things that we have learned since I first started this just about a week and a half ago. And it's going to be a lot easier for me to structure things now that I have some experience about what I enjoyed and what I did not. So welcome to the channel for you guys that are new. I'm really excited to work on this series yet again and make it more digestible for everybody. So we're going to go through the trainers now, guys. And when it comes to the trainers, take what they say with a grain of salt. Everything that they're telling us right now is not necessarily the worst advice, but it's not going to be the best for you if you're trying to scale the game in a somewhat fast way. So like right now, everybody starts off with fireball, everybody starts with arrows. So that's going to, if we put our troops this close to each other, it's going to always be a loss for us, especially if we do exactly what we're doing here. So a well-placed fireball right here, guys, could just completely ruin a beginner player. That fireball is this second card from the left-hand side right there. It's a 4 elixir card, and it does instant damage. We're going to go over every one of the card stats, but right now we don't have to do anything, and we can just let the game finish itself. Didn't have to drop anything extra. But we're going to talk about tile spacing, which is something that a lot of beginners don't really have a good awareness on. A lot of the resources that you're going to notice throughout the opening of the game and what Supercell gives you right off the bat, where to look for your cards and all that good stuff. So if you guys see, when we click to the collections tab to the left hand side of the main battle screen, you're going to see collection, and you start off with 8 cards. All right, they're going to make you upgrade the knight first off, so you just go ahead and do that. But then you also have a bunch of other cards, but they want you to just go straight to the next battle instead of looking at these resources, which we'll get back to. All right, so it's going to tell us to combine our cards for a stronger attack. Honestly, what we did in the first battle with the trainer. All right, but look right here, again, an arrow placement or a fireball placement can completely undo what we're doing here. So like I said, just take this with a grain of salt, everybody. So the archers are able to get rid of the goblins there. Archers are 3 elixir, goblins are 2 elixir. The giant is going to be 5 elixir. The knight in between both of these archers is going to be 3 elixir, and then their archers are also 3 elixir. So just keep that in mind. So as I said, they're going to tell us to place the fireball directly over the troops and to get some damage on the tower. Alright, and so that's going to give us the range of the knight being able to be hit by the archers, and then also our archers are going to be able to support the giant further on. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw a Pekka down just for fun. We don't really have to think much about this early in the game. No rushing on placement. We clean up anyway. Nice easy trainer video. Alright, so for the mini Pekka guys, we just go ahead and get 1 extra. Alright, so if you guys aren't familiar, I'm going by Prince. I'm going to go Prince 1 for this account. Oops, can't type. Prince 1, and they want us to go right into another battle. So if you try to go anywhere else to explore the app, you have to wait until you finish these trainer battles, which I'm honestly not the biggest fan of, but just bear with me here. Yep, we're going to talk about defense in this one. Mini Pekka's a great defense, so we're just gonna, again, I wouldn't put it this far back. As you saw, I try to put it closer to the giant. The giant would be able to push me down the lane, and the Pekka would stay with more contact and not really give us that first hit that the giant was able to get on us. Alright, so I'm going to put my knight right between the archers, and then while the Pekka walks and tanks, he'll be the secondary tank. And then that's going to be an easy win for us. They're probably going to go with an arrows or something if they were smart, so we're just going to go ahead and giant, split these archers, and this is going to be game. Nice and easy. Thank you, Mike, for telling us things that we already know. We get our first 3-star chest, and we get 5 archers. Alright, now it's going to highlight the special offer over here, but we're going to get to that in a minute. There's a couple of resources that Supercell gives you guys right off the bat. Alright, first is going to be the trophy road. So if you click the arena that you're in, you're going to see the cards that are unlockable in your arena. We're going to go over these cards real quick. So first we have a ranged troop. Alright, it's going to be 3 spear goblins. This is going to be a 2 elixir card. Alright, it's a common rarity, and it's a troop. Obviously, it's not a spell. And so if you flip over, you can see that they have at level 11. So keep in mind that your collection is not going to be level 11 just yet. So don't think that this is the damage you're going to be doing. You have 133 hit points, 81 damage, 1.7 second hit speed. That means they throw a spear every 1.7 seconds, so just under 2 seconds. They target the air and the ground. They walk or they move very fast. 5 tile ranged, and then we have a 3 count of them. So whatever the damage is, you multiply it by 3. Second card is going to be another goblin, guys. You have a 2 elixir melee goblin, so this is going to be common, and it's another troop. They do 120 damage and 109 per second. They don't do a hit every single second. Every 1.1 seconds they actually land their hit. There's going to be 202 hit points. They only touch the ground. They move very fast, just like the regular spear goblin. And their melee is short. There's a 4 count. So if you do the damage, 109 times 4, you're going to get your answer on how much damage you do per second for the whole troop, or the whole card, my man. Now into the Goblin Cage, guys. This is one of those rare cards, and it's going to be a 4 elixir card. It's a defensive building, so when it's first dropped, the 4 elixir card is going to have first off, a 20-second lifetime. So even if it doesn't take any damage, it's going to lose health. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. You can use that to time pushes, and you can use that to time defenses as well. He has 780 hit points at level 11, so remember, guys, check your collection, and we'll go over that in just a minute. We have Goblin Brawler count, just 1. The Brawler is just a beefed up Goblin. And then if you look at his level, he has 1,080 hit points. His damage 337. His hit speed is 1.1 second. And his running speed's pretty fast, not quite as fast as the other ones. He's a little heavier. His melee is short, and he only touches the ground. So it's not very good against air defenses. Alright, and the second defensive building that they gave us in the game, guys, is going to be the Goblin Hut. It's a rare building. And as you can see, it has a radius, and once a troop comes into the radius, it spawns spear goblins. You can use this for defense, you can use it for an offensive counter push, and you can use it to kite things to stay away from your tower. Alright, we have 1,180 hit points at level 11, so guys, I'm going to keep saying it, check your collections. Spear Goblin is going to be the same level as the building. We have 2.1 second spawn speed. So every 2.1 seconds, if something's in the radius of the circle, you'll see the tile range of 6. So within that 6 range tile radius, 2.1 seconds, a goblin will come out. Targets the air and the ground just like the regular spear goblins. The spawn on death, so when the building dies, it's going to give you 1 extra goblin, and its lifetime is 30 seconds. So it has a longer lifetime than the Goblin Cage. Alright, so a couple things that I wanted to talk about too is if you look ahead, you can go ahead and see a couple of the awards that you're going to get, so you can know what you want to save money for and prioritize your upgrades. You can also look at cards you haven't unlocked yet. I'm not going to waste your time for this one. We're going to do one arena every single video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. It's going to be a lot cleaner this time. But we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead to see where we get our first evolution, guys. And we'll talk about these right here as well. So these are called wild cards. The blue ones are going to be common, red ones are going to be rare, and it's going to go ahead and progress. Purple's going to be epic, and then you're going to get rainbow, and rainbow's going to be legendary, and then they're going to get champion cards, which are going to be like an orangish gold, and they're a little bit of a different shape than the regular cards. And then you eventually will get hero fragments, which will be a lot harder to collect, but we'll get into that stuff in another video. But if you keep scrolling all the way until you see this ×3 right here, these are evolution shards. So a card you want to upgrade first is probably going to be the archers. I would recommend trying to upgrade your support troops, the troops behind the heavy tanks first, because that means that you could experiment with more different deck archetypes. If you lock yourself into having a strong Pekka or a strong giant, there's not many things that you can do outside of those 2 things. So just keep that in mind, and it's going to help you progress throughout the game, because you'll be able to use some spells and other things to make those tanks stronger when you want to test different ideas, because you don't want to just get stuck into upgrading one thing. If you have a playstyle, you can use those spells, which we'll go over right now. So you have your collection over here. You can see all the cards that you have, what's ready to upgrade. We're definitely going to upgrade these archers first, super important. Upgrade the Pekka just because it's already there and ready to upgrade. And if you don't use the card, I would refrain from upgrading it, because you want to make sure you preserve your resources for a faster climb through the game. Alright, but if you go into your second tab, you're going to notice that it's locked. We have an Arena 2, you're going to be able to start to use those wild cards, but then you're going to get into your emotes, your cosmetics, and then later on badges and evos and stuff like that. Alright, so when you're upgrading, guys, just make sure you know that the archer is going to be your first evo. Make sure that card stays at the level of your deck, because that's going to give you a little bit of a boost in later on battles. Alright. And so we're going to keep the same deck, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the next tab over. Next tab is going to be the market. I'm a free-to-play player, famously. I'll probably end up doing a pay-to-win or, you know, like a battle pass, you know, account in the future, so you guys can see the difference, because I do believe it does tilt the game in your favor, obviously. But we're going to skip everything except for the things that we need. So if you scroll down, you'll see free stuff that Supercell gives you, and then I only purchase what I'm going to be using. I'm also famously against using instant damage, but for this account, I'm going to show you guys how to use instant damage, and because those one-click abilities to get more damage on the opponent's tower are really game-changing. Just because I play on hard mode, I like to think, doesn't mean you guys have to. Those spells have a lot of value, and you could use them if you choose to, and I won't even judge you. Alright, a couple things more about the collection is you want to make sure you upgrade your princesses every time that you can, because when you're having opponents advance on your side of the arena, your princess towers are going to be able to support your troops and do damage, and this is especially helpful when you have an opponent that's stronger than you or has stronger cards. It'll help you guys really be able to preserve your troops and refrain from taking extra damage. Alright, and then, so there's a couple more things that we could talk about, guys. There's some free things that you can get if you join a clan. You can go ahead and do the clan voyage. The more crowns you collect with your clan, the more rewards you get. You'll get trading cards, which you can trade a specific fixed amount. You get 250 for commons, I believe it's 50 for rares, 10 for epic. You can trade certain cards you don't like for cards that your opponents, or sorry, your clanmates like, and you'll be able to progress faster through the game. Also, there'll be some free stuff over here on this left-hand side for events and anniversary stuff and whatnot, and then the right-hand side is generally going to be like the pay-to-win stuff. I don't usually interact with that stuff. But if you go to the hamburger menu on the top right of the screen, guys, you're going to notice a super cool tool at the very top called Battle Log. We don't have any yet, but this is where you can learn from things you do right, the things your opponent does right, and things that you do wrong. And so analyzing your gameplay is going to help you learn to catch mistakes. You're going to progress a lot faster. You can also see the leaderboards on who the top players are, top clans, and then in your clan when you have clan wars going. And then TV Royale, guys. If you go all the way, watching these in the very first arena aren't going to be super beneficial, but if you click the back arrow, it's going to take you to the top of the ranked, and you'll be able to watch some of the best players in the game do their thing. And this is super important because even if you don't have the card, you'll start to notice different ways that they interact with defense, offense, their placement style, and how they counter and how they use their defenses. This is very, very helpful in a way that I've learned a lot of things. And of course, you can learn on YouTube as well. Alright, and then also over here, guys, we have the magic lucky chests and everything like that. You get 4 of these a day. You'll get gold, you'll get cards, you'll get just a lot of good things. And then also it helps you guys progress through any of the free-to-play grinds on the left-hand side. Those little events that we were talking about. Then we have the social tab. So it's all going to be with your clan, all your friends. So you can add friends here using QR code. You can share a player link with someone. You can do a quick play with somebody that you already have friends with, or you're already friends with. And you can search a clan. So if you want to, you know, look up something like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, you'll find a couple of like-minded people who enjoy some of the same interests, and you guys can farm, clan medals. You guys can trade and donate cards, and you can do a lot of things to help each other progress through the game. Also, if they get a battle pass, you get little rewards too, so that's also helpful. Alright, I think that's just about everything we want to go over in this. You can also look out for any of the news updates and stuff like that. I'm not too much of a fan of these, but sometimes they can be helpful. And then you can use this top bar to, you know, cycle through. And then if you see CRL, that's the Clash Royale League. Can't talk today. And that's going to be really some of the best players in the game who play competitively for hours a day, so you can learn a lot from that as well. Alright, right hand side we have all the different game modes. You have the regular trophy road, you have chaos, and then you have merge tactics. Later on, you're going to get ranked, which is where I'm currently sitting on my other free-to-play, no instant damage off meta account. And then we also have the classic 1v1 and classic 2v2 if you don't want to risk your trophies or feel like you just want to feel a less competitive environment. I'm going to stop talking now. Let's get into some gameplay. Alright, so I'm a really big advocate for being a good sport, so I'm going to give this guy a good luck, give him a thumbs up. And we're just going to go, let's go minions in the back, just to see what he does. Alright, I don't like to just go giant right off the bat. Sometimes, you know, I like to early on, but sometimes I also like to see what the other player's capable of. And so it looks like they're going to go for the giant first with the tower. The archer's going to be able to be focused on the minions first, and so that gives us time to be able to do some damage here. And now I'm going to go ahead and do a knight over here, even though I really don't have to. And I'm going to use the Pekka to push the knight because he walks just a little bit faster. And so right when you see he catches up to him, he's going to move his speed ever so slightly. That's going to help us. I'm going to go level 1 minion over to the top of this Pekka. He's going to get one hit, which is perfectly fine. And then we're just going to go ahead and do some damage to his other tower. And we have our level 4 Pekka walking down the king tower. And so we got ourselves looking pretty good here. Now I'm going to go musketeer here, and I'm going to go archers as well. He's going to get probably one hit out of us, maybe two, just because of how slow I dropped, and that's perfectly fine. And a little bit of damage is not the end of the world. And then I'm just going to go ahead and support this up high, just because I don't want that fireball value. And as you saw, he tried to hit us with a musketeer, but our knight was already behind her, ready to take her attention and preserve our support troops. And now we can go ahead and just do a fun fireball, even though it's not necessary. I'm not a big fan of instant damage, but those things help. And I'm just going to give this guy a well played and a good luck. Nice. Good job, my man. We got 200 gold from that first one. And then you'll notice the Clash Royale is locked, but later on there's a free-to-play side we'll talk about. And then there's also the pay-to-win side, or the Battle Pass player side. That is highly, highly beneficial, but I just don't recommend spending it unless you know you're going to make a huge commitment to the game. And this whole series is going to be free-to-play, and we're going to do one arena a day. Nice. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. Our tower is going to make short work of those minions. And now we're just going to see what they got. And I'm going to go deep musketeer in the back, just so I can kind of see what they're going to do next. And so we should get one extra shot off. Nice. And so he's got a level 1 knight, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this to the middle. He's going to be getting hit by the tower. And then so now I'm going to go Pekka directly behind him so I can push it a little bit faster. And so you'll see he's going to catch up. Look, he's going to push him there, and he's going to be a shield for the Pekka. So that's what you call the Pekka push, guys. When you Pekka push, it's going to help you guys. 1, get your meat shield to the tower faster, and then 2, it's going to preserve the Pekka so it has a lot more health while you're trying to make connections to the tower. And now we're going to go ahead and support with the giant, and the minions are going to get in front of the giant, which is actually what I want here, because I don't want them to get too much value out of their arrows, and I'll actually get extra chip damage from them. So it's a little tiny little micro play that I use. So they fireballed the archers, and that's a 3 elixir trade. Oh, sorry, a 3 elixir card that he used 4 elixir to take out. And so we have a positive 1 elixir trade out of that transaction. So I would not recommend doing that. You could use the arrows instead to take out the archers. And then you could use a troop to defend against the giant. But still not bad on that guy's end. Super happy that he's using spell defense. I'm going to go Spear Goblins because I'm really big on making sure that I upgrade those support troops first. And we don't have to right now because we're just starting off. Yo, Defiant Gohan, let's go, man. I like Gohan. For you Dragon Ball fans, Gohan means rice, and so I always find that kind of funny. Especially because Goku eats rice like every single episode. And so now I'm going to go Pekka directly in the middle just to make sure that he gets all the damage through before he's allowed to connect. And now we have a little tiny push right here, and there's not going to be much fireball value. You can fireball 1 at this point, but he can't fireball both. And so right now, we got the Pekka and the musketeer hitting. We're letting some elixir go because he's honestly not doing anything. And so I'm just going to go ahead and deep giant in the back. I'm going to go archers behind the giant. And notice a little bit of spacing, guys. I can still get fireballed, but because the archers are a little bit faster, but I want them to be in somewhat of a range to still be able to support the giant. And so now I'm going to go knight behind to take his attention from the giant, keeping him a little bit more healthy, and then he's also a secondary tank for my archers. And so I had a feeling that he was going to go for something behind, and so I went ahead and did a further back musketeer, and then we're just going to go ahead and clean up the rest of the tower. Nice job, my man. Good job, Gohan. Good game, well played. Like to see the sportsmanship early on. We got 2 fireballs. Nice. Let's give this guy good luck. Let's go deep musketeer. Give that guy a thumbs up. Like to see the good sports, especially early on in the game. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make sure that this can't connect to the tower. And I wanted to make sure that the Pekka didn't kill it right away, and so we went ahead and put our minions out over there. And then, so notice how we had 1 archer against 2, so we get 1 shot off on the tower. Still not bad. And if we want to, we can defend this, but I'm going to focus more on going on the offensive right now. And it looks like he's going to try to get his Pekka out after this, or he's going to try to fireball us, but we're going to get more damage, so we're good. No, he doesn't have his Pekka ready. They're expecting the fireball, and so now we have more damage ready, and now I can go ahead and send my Pekka out, because she's going to tank for him until he's pretty much at the tower, and it's going to be a 1-shot for the Pekka. Nice and easy. And now we have some damage to put on the giant, and so we get a couple of hits here. We're going to throw our minions over top, and then we're going to meat shield again. Oh, Pekka walked in front. Alright, so that was a little bit of a bad drop on my end, but we're still going to end up with a lot of damage, and we have a lot of power coming at the tower. And I don't know if that was definitely not a smart decision on his end. Good game, my friend. Good luck. What a nice guy. Love to see it. Alrighty. We already went through all of our free rewards when it came to our lucky chests. We're going to go ahead and just collect this silver chest. Nice. We're already going to have a level 5 Pekka, level 3 archers. Looking good. As I said, we're just going to get through this entire arena, and then we're going to call it a day. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and go deep with both cards. I'm going to wait until she is in range of the tower, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop all 3 minions on her, so she can only get no shots off. And then, look, our tower is going to go ahead and clean up for us nice and easy, and we're going to go ahead and go archers behind this. I'm going to wait until I see what he drops. Now he's at low elixir, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my Pekka down. Little throppage over here. And as you can see, he gets 1 hit. We take tower. And now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the Pekka is protected so we can get the second tower by dropping the knight in the pocket. And so after you take 1 tower, you'll notice that the red portion of the screen is going to go ahead and push back. And so when that happens, you can use a troop to stop the advancement of the tower hitting the troop that you want to connect, and you can protect it with another troop. And then once you take both towers, the red recedes even further. So when you see that little curve that comes in from taking 1 tower and you drop something there, that's called pocketing. And you want to pocket as much as possible if you know that the opponent does not have the ability to give you more elixir back. And what I mean by more elixir back, guys, is just like the ability to put a card down. And so he didn't have enough elixir really, and he honestly didn't know how to defend, but if I put myself in the pocket there, it's only tower that can defend, and we're going to go ahead and just mow that tower down. So we're going to go ahead and go deep musketeer in the back. Very, very easy from that last game. I should have given him a good game and good luck, but sometimes I just want to get to the next one. So we're going to go ahead and go musketeer, right behind the giant, and now when she starts hitting, the giant's going to be able to tank for her. And we're just going to go ahead and wait until she crosses past the red here so my tower can hit her. Oh, nice. It was just a little bit late, but that's fine. And then now our musketeer is going to take care of that for us. And we're going to use the knight to tank for the Pekka. And then if he drops anything behind, we have the archers ready. And so now this is going to be double tower down. Early game. Nice. And then before his giant even makes contact, we're going to finish the game. So, good game, my friend. Good luck. Yep. So out of these first cards that we get, guys, I want to know what your favorite are going to be. So just go ahead and let me know in the comments. And also, if you're having a hard time with any of the synergies or anything that we do, I'm going to do a bad drop here in the back, by the way. Pekka in the back, just so he knows where I'm going to go. Alright, he's just going to feed us a giant. So we're just going to go ahead and put that there. And I'm going to put a knight directly in front of the Pekka, so he can push the Pekka. The Pekka can push him. And nice. So instead of him actually being able to hit the knight's going to tank for the tower, and then the Pekka is going to be able to get a clean and easy walk up to the tower. And we're going to take it first try. Alright, and so he put his knight down, and so I'm going to go ahead and pocket the giant to make sure that he can't use both towers to attack our advancing troops. And this is going to be tower down. Good game, my friend. Good luck. But yeah, if you guys could let me know your favorite of the starter cards, I might do a series in the future about how far the starting deck can take us, because honestly, if you drop everything very right, you can still get away with a lot. And so it'd be an interesting challenge for me. I'd also like to know what your guys' favorite card in the game is, period. Mine's obviously going to be the Prince. The Prince is just the GOAT to me. It's so one-dimensional, but if you can use the mechanics just right, you can make an opponent really, really seethe and just fear every time you drop that card, and so that's why I love that card so much. It's very easily counterable with almost every elixir. Like, I honestly think you can counter it with every elixir in the game if you know how to use the towers and drop squares right. And so if you can make it to the tower with that card, I find you very impressive. So if you're a Prince player, you know, give me a shout out. I'd really love to hear that, because I love the Prince so much. Prince is so cool. Alright, so he did a pretty good idea for dropping his building. He dropped it directly in the middle of the bridge, and then so that's something I wouldn't do, like, that high up. Especially because my giant was already there. So he did not really have the ability to fend off the push, and so now I'm going to keep on the offensive. If he puts his Pekka... Oh, okay. That fireball was not something I would ever recommend, guys. It did not give him any value. It's almost like you're just giving up the game. So just keep that in mind. Don't ever fireball preemptively. Don't fireball just a tower, especially if you have any cards coming down at you. And you know what? We'll go ahead and fireball him just for fun. We'll give it back to him. And we're going to let him get a little bit of damage here. We're going to chip it out. Nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and pocket drop just to make this game a little bit longer. And if I really wanted to, I could arrows, but it's not necessary. So good game, my friend. Good luck. Nice. And we're making pretty short work of this arena, as we will for the first couple. There's not really going to be much adversity, but there's going to be a lot of tips and things, and I'll make sure I put timestamps and everything in there for you guys, so you guys can find the information that you want and make these videos more digestible for you. Don't know why you would do that there. I wanted the Pekka to be all the way in the back here, because he also is going to be able to walk to the front after the knight is going to make contact. This is going to be tower down, and then the knight's going to be between his Pekka and our Pekka, and our Pekka is almost 2 levels higher too, so it's going to be easy cleanup on his. Nice. And then we just have one lonely archer making its way to us, making its way downtown. Easy one shot here, and I have no idea. So guys, please never do that. You're just throwing away elixir, and you're also throwing away your ability to counter. Whoever uses elixir the most efficiently is going to win, guys, and your elixir is your mana in the game. I'd hope you would already know that at this point, but if you don't, that's okay. This little bar at the bottom of your screen, every time you use a card, it subtracts from the amount of elixir you have. And so just keep that in mind. That happens with your opponent as well. So every time they put a card down, if you know how much elixir something costs, they just lost that much elixir, and so you can use that to make your next counter or play in your defense. Pretty sure this is going to be the last battle in this beginner video, and this is going to be the complete walkthrough for the very first arena. And we didn't change anything about our deck. We just kept going with what Supercell gave us. So I'm going to do what I call a taboo. I'm going to give them my win condition right off the bat. Your win condition, guys, is going to be what you use to ensure damage to the tower. Right now, we technically have two win conditions. We have the Giant and we have the Mini Pekka. And so if we can use those to get to the tower, that pretty much means we're going to win the game. Or that pretty much means that that's how we're going to win the game. Alright, so now we have a lot of heat coming down his way. If he wanted to fireball us right now, he'd get a lot of value, but he went with the arrows in the back. Our archers are too strong for that, and so I'm just going to go ahead and fireball the tower, make this a little bit shorter. That's going to be a good game. Good game, man. Good luck. He didn't seem too happy with that. Alright, so now we're in the next arena, guys, and that's going to be it for this video. Next time I'll be introducing you guys to the Bone Pit. And I know we've done this before, so thank you guys for bearing with me, but I just wanted to make sure that I made a little bit of the information more concise. Oh, look, we get to talk about our magic items. And so when you go into the collection, now we're going to be able to see all of those magic items. You'll see the hero slot, you'll see the evolutions, but we don't get to those until Arena 3 and Arena 5. Alright. But these wild cards, go ahead and use some of them. I'm going to use them for the archers. So as you can see, if you use the blue ones, you can upgrade any kind of common card, and if you use the golden ones, or the orange ones, I apologize, you'll be able to upgrade any of the rare cards. And so I'm only going to upgrade the cards that I actually use, and so I'm going to go ahead and do the knight. And then I will upgrade the minions because they're pretty undervalued in the game right now. This far in arenas. Later on, you're going to see the value, I promise. But a lot of people are going to sleep on this card. When it comes to the archers, we're going to upgrade those. We're going to get a level up chest as well. We might even get two because we're over here upgrading a lot. Nice. And we're already much stronger than when we first started the game. Open this reward and we'll call it a day. Alright, we're gonna upgrade that princess temper again. Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for suggesting me to make these videos. The first time that I made them, I was pretty nervous, but now I'm getting a little bit more in the groove of how to structure myself and how to get the information out to you guys. So I just appreciate every one of you guys, and I'm excited to do more series in the future and just help you guys grow as a community and as Clash players. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and make sure you guys check those timestamps, check the description. Please like, comment, and share. The more you guys interact with my content, guys, the more I'll be able to do this full time. I'd love to just make this my job and support you guys as my main source of income. But, you know, whether you guys were to subscribe, donate, anything like that, it's beside the point. I'm here to help you guys, and I just really, really, really love doing it. So, take care, guys.